Hi, it's me, Mrs. Mallet again, and right now we're going to talk about the zero exponent rule. I love the zero exponent rule because it really doesn't take a whole lot of thought as long as you know the rule and can apply it. And it's such an easy rule to remember. The zero exponent rule is when you have the exponent to the power of zero. Okay, well, anything raised to the power of zero is going to be 1. For example, let's say I have 3 to the 0 power. Okay, 3 to the 0 power is going to be 1. Let's say I have x squared y, I'm raising that to the 0 power. Well, all that inside the parentheses is raised to the 0 power, so this will also be 1. Remember, anything to the 0 power is going to be 1. The 0 has to be on the outside. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at the difference between this and this. There's a huge difference. Okay, on the left-hand side here, the negative 5 to the 0 power. Notice my negative 5 is in parentheses. So it's looking at that whole thing as a whole and raising that to the 0 power. So this right here, my answer is going to be 1. Now let's go on to the right. And I have, it's not in parentheses, so it's negative 5 to the 0 power. Now, let me ask you this. What's your base? Your base in this case is just going to be your 5. So you're looking at doing 5 to the 0 power and then applying that negative because it's not in parentheses. So 5 to the 0 power is 1, but then when you apply that negative, that now makes this a negative 1. So make sure you look, is it in parentheses? Then all of that's going to be affected. If it's not in parentheses, you need to look to see what it is so that you can know where to apply your negative if you need to. Alright, how about this? Let's say that I have 7a squared y to the 4th, and I'm raising all that to the power of 0. See? All this is in my parentheses. So when you take a look at this, this is going to be 1. Isn't that pretty cool? Alright, so now let's get a little bit more difficult into this rule. Let's say that I have 7x to the 0. Alright, so what's your base? Your base is going to be your x, right? Right. So x to the 0 power is 1. But I still have that 7. So I'm looking at 7 times 1. What would 7 times 1? 7. You're exactly right. Okay, let's say that I have this one. Let's say that I have 5x to the 0. It works the exact same way. X to the 0 power is 1. And 5 times 1, you guessed it, it's 5. Okay. Now there's so much you can do with this rule. I'm only going to do a couple more examples to show you. But sometimes somebody could potentially be mean. Not me, of course. I'm so nice. And say you have 8 squared minus 8 to the 0 power. Now remember, anything to the 0 power is 1, right? Alright, so let's do this. 8 squared, that's 64. And 64 minus 1 is 63. A lot of people look at this and get confused and they want to say 8 to the 0 power is 8. Do not let that confuse you. Stick to your rules. As long as you know the rules, you're going to do fine. Just make sure that you know the rules. Alright, I like to end on this one note. Okay, what if I have x to the 0 plus 5 to the 0? What is this? Anything to the 0 power is 1, right? So 1 plus 1 is 2. This goes back to what we learned in kindergarten. We first learned how to count with 1 plus 1 being 2. Now we just took it to a higher level. I thought you'd enjoy that. We just learned the zero exponent rule. Have a good day.